It was a busy summer for Coach Shaka Smart and the Rams. VCU basketball was everywhere, from Team USA to LeBron James skills camps. Coach Smart gave us the rundown from this summer and what he is looking forward to this fall.
I mean, it's some of these opportunities that our guys are getting are really good for them, good for our program, and I think the number one reason why these opportunities are coming about, is including me being able to work USA basketball, is because of our program success. And I've tried to explain that to our players. I think that they understand it to some extent. If not for winning, none of this stuff happens individually for any of us. But yeah, some of the stuff you lobby for, because there's only a select number of spots in some of these camps that guys are going to, and you want to call and pull for your guys. I think the biggest thing that is very important coming back from those type of experiences is that you come back to VCU with a renewed level of urgency to be a great member of our team at VCU. I think there sometimes can be a tendency to, when you're in those situations in front of all these high-level people, NBA people, bright lights, a lot of media there, and then you come back to Franklin Street Gym, and you're in there with a couple of your teammates sweating in 110 degrees. So you got to remember what the goal is and what we're all after. And I think our guys did a pretty good job of that this summer. Excited about not just those two. I'm excited about more front court depth overall, because based on this summer, Jared Guest is improved. Muhammad Ali Cox is going to be able to help our team. And Travius Simmons is coming, but he's a freshman. He's got a lot to learn. So when you look at Javante, Terrence Shannon, Guest, and Mo, I think that gives you four guys that, at least going into the first day of workouts on August 22nd, you feel like can compete with one another. And you're exactly right. It was kind of Javante by himself for much of the year last year, and even the previous year. Although DJ had a better sophomore year than he did a junior year. But I think what it does, anytime there's competition at a position, it should make everyone better, and it adds to accountability. Players understand if you're not doing what you need to do, then there's someone else that'll go in the game and do what you need to do. So my biggest emphasis for those four guys is getting in unbelievable shape and then competing with each other at a high level. Yeah, that's why I do it. I mean, it's a chance to learn and grow. And first of all, the team that we coached this summer had probably 6 guys that'll play in the NBA, maybe more. So just when you coach guys that are that talented and have that level of skill, you learn things just from being around them. And then getting a chance to work with Billy Donovan and Tony Bennett and the rest of the USA basketball staff is phenomenal for me. Got to steal things from them and, just add drills and concepts that we can implement into what we do. Well, first of all, I'm just very appreciative of the opportunity to play those guys, and it's not going to be easy. Second game of the year we get to go to John Paul Jones Arena and play a Virginia team that I think is going to be, one of the best in the ACC. So that's going to be a heck of a challenge. Just being around Tony Bennett this summer, I have even more of a respect for him and his program than I had before. Then getting a chance to play Virginia Tech here in Richmond, it will be a tremendous opportunity for us. I mean, let's face it, most years we don't get to play those teams, ACC teams, let alone the 2 ACC teams in our state. A lot was made a couple years ago about, the comparing the teams in the state. I think that's actually pretty fruitless discussion, because in basketball we compare ourselves to the teams, hopefully that we're playing in the NCAA tournament, which is the national tournament, and then we compare ourselves obviously to the teams that are in our conference. So those are the 2 areas that we're going to try to be the best we can be. David Hinton did it as well last year. I think losing those three of the most unselfish guys that I've ever been around in my life, and that's one of our core values is unselfishness. Anytime you lose three guys that are that good in that area, it's got to be a huge area of emphasis for you moving forward. I can't necessarily say there's one guy or two guys that have to carry the mantle, but we do have 6 juniors and seniors on the team this year, 5 of whom are returning players. Terrence Shannon is new to us, but he's been in college basketball for 4 years. Those are the guys that we're going to expect to provide leadership, along with, it's maybe crazy to say it because he hasn't even played a game yet, but Jordan Burgess is a guy who's been around our program for a long, long time because of his family, and he's someone that's wise beyond his years. So I think he can provide leadership for us as well once he gets his feet wet and gets acclimated to game competition. Briante is certainly the loudest voice. Rob Brandenburg's done a terrific job. He's had a better summer than anyone overall. He has a bounce in his step and a confidence that we've been looking for from him since his freshman year, and really excited about him. Javante, he provides leadership here and there. The biggest leadership I've asked him to provide is by example. Travion Graham has made a big step in that area. He does a really good job mentoring some of the younger guys. Jared Guess is a junior now, so he's been around. He knows what we do. So again, between those older guys, they've done it by committee. So, but I would love to see Rob playing some point guard. I think Travion Graham can play there some. I think Melvin Johnson can play there some. But the primary guys who can probably get the lion's share of the minutes if they do what they're supposed to do would be Briante Weber first and foremost. And then we have 2 freshmen that both played a lot of point guard in high school. Jaquan Lewis played exclusively point guard, and then Jarris Lyles played point guard and shooting guard. So if those guys, progress and are ready to play and help us, then the first guys I mentioned don't need to play there as much. But I do think in situations, we can have those guys there. We also have a walk-on who I really like on our team, Torrey Burston, who redshirted last year, who's a point guard. So that's the 7 guys that I had listed at that position.